Hello, everyone. It's Lisa Starr, and I'm here with you with another episode of StarrCast. As you know, we've been talking this year in season 5 more about wellness outside the rooms of the spa. And where are we going with wellness? What does it mean? And so today I thought we'd have a really special guest who's known globally and makes immense contributions to wellness. And that is Jean-Guy de Gabriac. He is joining us from Belgium. He is the founder of Tip Touch International and has trained massage therapists all around the world, and he'll tell you a little bit about that. But he also has been a key figure in bringing wellness to the attention of governments and associations through World Wellness Weekend, which he founded, and several other initiatives. So we're very lucky to have him. He's a busy guy. Welcome, Jean-Guy.
Bonjour, Lisa. Hello, everyone.
So great to have you with us again. I think, did I see that you were just in Brazil doing training for Gustavo's group?
Yes, absolutely. With COVID, international travels have been scarce. I was delighted a few weeks ago to join Gustavo's team. They have been celebrating 20 years of Buddha spas. They have about 48 day spas in operations, 8 in the pipeline. And that was fantastic to be together for a team building experience with big news coming up in a few months, but I cannot say any more about it.
We won't say anything now. So Jean-Guy, tell us a little bit about your journey into wellness. How did you come to found Tip Touch International, for example?
Wellness is a big part of my life. Insofar as a few years ago, my father reminded me of this episode. I was about 7 or 8, and you know how kids are about that age. When there's a dinner party, the adults are always showing the kids, and then the kids are sent to their room. So I was invited to the room to say hello to everyone. And my father reminded me that at one point, a man present said, "So Jean-Guy, tell us, what would you like to do when you're older?" And that was 1976, about the time at the energy crisis. And I said, "I'd like to work in energy." And he said, "You want to work for an oil company?" Because it was the big thing at the time, sure. Prices, and a little bit around what we're experiencing right now. And I said, "No, I've noticed that some people have a lot of energy, maybe too much sometimes, and some people don't have enough. And I would like to find a way to help those that have too much, to give it to those who have not enough."
I love it. That's so great.
I was sent to my room, ongoing with a Franco-American business school, working in Los Angeles for Ridley Scott in script development. I really thought entertainment was going to be the career so that I could share with people meaningful journeys, what we call transformational arcs, when someone, a character in a movie or in a book, starts at one point and then goes through different changes and finishes the story of the book with, an enhanced, self-actualized. I really wanted to help do that. Then joined 2 startups in France, and one thing leading to another, with a bonus that I got from successfully exiting one of those startups in 2001, when the internet bubble exploded in the US first and then in France. I invested all of my bonus in a massage institute near the Champs-Élysées. And my parents said, "A what?"
What are you doing?
A massage institute near the Champs-Élysées. It wasn't a spa. It was 2001. There must have been something like 30 or 40 spas in France back then. Now there are over 3,000. But it was really a place where people who had backpacked through Thailand, Hawaii, China, Japan, were bringing those things, and India, Ayurveda, that I remember at a time, a journalist in a written magazine called Yayurveda, didn't know it started with an A, thought there were too many Y's in this, Yayurveda at the time. So Ayurveda, Lomi Lomi, Tuina, Chinate Song, those were Chinese, for our European ears. And we had a safe place to welcome them. One thing leading to another, we started compiling all of this knowledge into signature treatments for cosmetic brands who were very good with facials, didn't know a lot about spas, and wanting to understand how a beauty institute or salon turns into a spa. I didn't even invent anything. I immediately took a plane and went to America, attended conferences organized by iSpa. This is probably where we met with Jeremy McCarthy, Mia Kirikos, and all of those amazing minds who were creating spa brands. And you were one of them, creating concepts. So this is how I got those ideas. The American people were saying, are you trying to sell your services in France or in the US? Are you pitching people? No, I'm here to learn. I'm here to attend the panels and learn as much as I can. Little by little, from attending panels overseas, I was asked to join panels in France and Europe. Then I was asked to organize panels. And then I was asked by Mark Maloney to be the co-producer of the World Spa and Wellness Conference in London and then Dubai. And that was 8 years ago. So one thing leading to another, wellness has played a big part in my life.
How did you learn how to do massage? Did you put yourself through your own school?
Absolutely. The moment I opened the Massage Institute in Paris, and I ran it between 2001 and 2004 before I sold my shares and opened Tip Touch, the consulting and training company that I still have today. I immediately joined an evening school or evening classes, as you say, for shiatsu. My background had been in martial arts, not Ayurveda so much, but definitely martial arts, Japan, China. So I spontaneously went to shiatsu. Evening classes, weekend workshops, went through 3 years of study, and until I thought, covering anatomy, physiology, the energy meridians, learning, rolling up my sleeves. And that gave me, I believe, a competitive advantage, sharing something new, something fresh with people who had been massaging for way longer than I ever had. I never claimed I was better than anyone, but maybe I am more passionate than others. And this is what people like. To encourage people to do massage con gusto, massage with taste, with appetite, something different, something that will pique the curiosity of the massage therapist, saying, oh, I like that. Oh, that's new. Oh, that's clever. Oh, that is saving my thumbs. Oh, I feel so much better because of body mechanics. I like that. So many times in trainings, workshops around the world, I heard, Jean-Guy, is it okay if I steal this from you? Yeah, of course. But show me something that you do. Of course, I love doing this. And by showing me what they love doing, and also sharing with the other people in the room, it was really about cross-fertilization. It was really more than a training, a workshop. It was more a gathering of minds of people on that day, at that time, sharing whatever they love doing, so that when they went back to their spas and treatment rooms, which is sometimes considered as a factory line, when you have back-to-back deep tissue massages, it's like a sweatshop. But if you do it with your hands, with your mind, and with your heart, with something new, with a little curiosity, then you can learn something from every treatment that you give, treatments that you receive. And this is this notion that I wanted to share with them. And then again, one thing leading to another with advanced techniques that I gathered from traveling myself in China, in Japan, in India, in Thailand, in Hawaii, where I stayed 3 weeks also to learn some of the Lomi Lomi with one of the students of Auntie Margaret Machado. It was really important for me in Bali, to realize that there's not one Hawaiian Lomi Lomi massage. There's not one Balinese massage. There are many schools, many traditions, many kumus, many elders, many healing masters. I was fortunate to meet a few of them, to bring those techniques very respectfully, but to show them, to share with them, and then to adapt how it can adjust to a European audience or an American audience, and then to create something that is signature. Some of those massages won awards, and I was happy for the clients who gave me a carte blanche to benefit from those awards.
Well, anyone who's had you as a trainer would say how fortunate they were, because not only are you an educator, but you are, as you said, a sharing facilitator, right? I mean, because you're right, everyone in the room brings something, and it's really so wonderful when you can harness that and all learn together. I think it's also it was fortuitous that you came from outside and had a different perspective. In Europe, of course, skin clinics and beauty were synonymous, and massage was sort of done at a different place. And in the US, the spa industry grew from massage, and we've tried to get them into skincare. So it's been this interesting melding of the two, and you came at it with a fresh perspective that I'm sure was really a good spark at the time. So,
You know what?
Go ahead.
Quickly, what's interesting to see is that although we all have hands and many things we can do with our fingers, with the back of hands, with the palms, with the heel of hands, with the fist, different types of fists actually, with the forearm, the elbow, many things we can do. It's interesting to see that we don't have the same culture relating to touch. What the Americans love about, or one of the foundations of American massage is the Swedish massage, which is European. When for us, it's the Californian massage, which doesn't exist in the US, but it's for us a relaxing massage. For us, the Swedish massage suédois, is a very deep sports massage, when actually in the US, the Swedish massage is more relaxing. And then you have deep tissue, and then you have sports massage. So even though we call them faux amis, you think it sounds the same, but actually it's different. So with this, there's so much that we can still do. And if I can encourage anyone to join the World Championship in Massage in Copenhagen, I was lucky to be one of the judges in 2019 and to meet people from over 40 countries who gathered, shared. And when I say that even French and Americans who share a lot don't even share the same perspective about Swedish massage, relaxing massage, and Californian massage. Imagine when you have people from all over the world, the zest they bring, the techniques, the sassiness they bring, the expertise, and all of those people share. So once again, in June of 2022, after 2 years of going virtual, this competition is going to be back. I've been invited once again to be one of the judges for the World Championship in Massage. So there's a lot. But one more thing that I would like to say, because it's definitely beyond massage, and I wouldn't want people to think that I'm restricted to giving workshops on massage. My main focus is guest experience. And yes, there's the guest that comes and pay, but there's also the internal guest of any spa, salon, hotel, resort, which are the team. And if we don't make things special for them, it's a Groundhog Day. It's just a daily grind. It's just,
very much.
I've heard someone say, what you showed us in this workshop is completely different from what I've done. And I realize now, not knowing the things you showed, not just me, but the team collectively and what we came up with, not after seeing the things that we experienced in this training, I realized that for the past 15 years, I've been massaging meat. This is the expression that I had. And for that person, it changed, I wouldn't say everything, but it changed a lot in her perspective, in her reason why she chose this line of work. So it's super important to look at it as guest experience and to have emotional touch points throughout the guest journey. Massage is one of them. There are many others that I was fortunate as a consultant, as an advisor, to share with so many iconic properties or hotels and resorts around the world. For instance, when it was about, I was sent to talk about SOPs, standard operational procedures, only to tell them that I don't do standards. I don't recommend to do standards. I mean, we will have standard, the minimum requirement, and we will rise above with the team in the creative workshop so that we go to superior operational procedures.
That's
hopefully touch on sublime operational procedures, maybe have signature operational procedures. Is in one of those Just to give you an example, in one of these trainings, I was lucky enough to how do you say? I don't like the word moderate because I hate moderating people. On the contrary, it's pedal to metal,
Right.
infusing them with the energy, with the safe place for them to express themselves. We came up with the idea that whatever we were writing on paper, whatever we were agreeing together to write on paper as the standard and then superior and then signature operation procedures would be the standard of what they would deliver every day consistently. But if you look at a page, there's black letters making words, and there's a lot of white around it. All the white space was this space, the safe space, where in that training they were given the tools, the phrases to go beyond the words on the page, so that there was room to express, to start a conversation with the guest. What's written is the minimum. The space around it is the safe space for you to express yourself. Not
I
as
love that. I love that, using
robotic.
the white space as the space to expand into. So you've been able to take this passion and energy that you have for massage, and then you started to look beyond that, right? How I can impact a wider group of people. Why don't you tell the listeners what transpired next for you in your journey?
Maybe because I'm Sagittarius with an ascendant in Leo, I cannot just be by myself. Do not leave me by myself. I like meeting people, learning from people, sharing with people, and I believe that we are stronger together. We've seen this in the past, and we see this again with what's happening in Ukraine. So stronger together. There's only so much that spas, salons were doing by themselves. You may remember, Lisa, a book that for me was a page turner, maybe 7, 8, 10 years ago, Retail Management for Spas, edited by John Corpy, by Carol Phillips with iSpa.
Right.
For me, it was a bestseller. I bought several copies and gave them to friends and friends who were comfortable in English. It said, basically, you should not be by yourself. An entrepreneur in a spa or in a salon, because it was very focused about spas and salons in that book, should not spend the entirety of one's time in the treatment room or in spa management. You should go out to meet people around you. You should go out to meet your chamber of commerce, to meet the town hall, to meet other professionals in your area. You should be cross-promoting each other, advertising, promoting, enhancing global state of well-being. One could be, if you manage a spa, go and speak with a yoga studio, with a martial art dojo, with a beauty, a hair salon, with a fitness club. And then those people that are their clients could become yours. And together you could do something that is much bigger, again, together, stronger together. So with this in mind, I helped first in the early 2000s. I assisted 2 American ladies. One was working for L'Oréal at the time. She left the company since then. And she wanted to create a weekend of spying in France because it was already very popular through
Spa Finder?
Spa Finder, absolutely. There were the spa days, the spa week. It was traveling around America. She came overseas in her position in France with that idea, but she didn't have any contacts. So I introduced her to my contacts. That was the beginning, and she ran that for 2 years. And then she moved back to the States, and because it didn't find a business model, it stopped. Years later, at the Global Wellness Summit, I met Belgian Aksoy, who had that dream of creating a global wellness day. But for 3 years, she organized it all by herself in her property. It wasn't catching on. And with the help of others, like Frank Pizzicalis and many others, with the support of Susie Ellis, it became a huge success, growing from one property in one country for 3 years to over 600 the following year and 3,000 the years after that. So I was honored to serve as her international coordinator for about 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Then she decided to really steer Global Wellness Day as she wanted, and it's perfectly fine because it's her baby, her project. And around that time, I was asked by different spa associations, especially in France, to organize another kind of event in September. So Global Wellness Day is in June, still in June, 10 years, going strong, fantastic, before the summer holidays. But September is a great time for fitness clubs to encourage membership renewal. It's a great time for cities, touristic cities, to encourage people to come and visit with the lower season, with the cheaper rates, with the Indian summer that we have in Europe. So there was really a convergence of reasons why to create an additional event in September. Very rapidly, we grew from 2 countries and 160 venues to last year, only after 5 years, to 133 countries with 2,310 venues. We're going strong towards 3,000 as we speak. The website is going to be updated soon. The website is currently in 16 languages, with Japanese and Polish coming very soon, hopefully in the next 4 weeks. And to answer your question, it's not just spas and salons participating, not just fitness clubs and sports club, hotels and resorts. It is that. And across the board with Rancho La Puerta, Kamalaya, Marriott, Hilton, some of the Accor properties, Six Senses fully on board, Taj Hotels fully on board, 100% of their portfolio, Habitas joining, and the list goes on and on and on. But the thing that was really exciting was we received the signed support, what is called apparently a proclamation, from 6 governors in America, from 1 governor in Quintana Roo, the state between Tulum, Cancun, on the Riviera Maya, 5 ministers of tourism, France, Cyprus, Ireland, Quebec, one of the states in India, 30 mayors like Punta Cana, being celebrated as the most active city, with over 120 activities organized in the span of 2 days last September. It's crazy. And now Florence, the city of Florence, is joining, because they're saying after 2 years of COVID lockdown, which really for them, that's their interpretation, became back as the Middle Ages, when people were not just cocooning, but bunkering, afraid of one another. They say we need another Renaissance. And Florence was one of the cities birthing the Renaissance movement. So, beware, watch that space. Cities are being very actively participating. And the beauty of it is that when we gain momentum, HRSA decided to become a very strong partner, promoting the event to its thousands of fitness club members around the world. ISPA supported us with different articles, and very soon in May, a participation in one of the panels. Sidesco International, one of the big references celebrating 75 years in education for aesthetics, is our preferred partner for aesthetics. Wellness Tourism Association for, obviously, wellness tourism, Sustainable Spa Association, and the list goes on and on and on.
So, Jean-Guy, what you're speaking of is World Wellness Weekend. That's
Yes.
what you've named it. And it is in September. Is that right?
Did I forget to mention World Wellness Weekend to this point?
I think so.
Oh my God. So you see, again, it's the energy, it's the passion that is really, I cannot help but reaching out, helping others. I mentioned the Global Wellness Institute, other associations. Yes, World Wellness Weekend, with a very simple, because there are so many W's, we wanted to create something fun that people could carry with them and share with others. So we're not printing paddles because A, it's not sustainable, and B, we don't want people to be, just using and waving a paddle. We want them to be active. So we came up with World Wellness Weekend with the W sign, which is a victory of the mind, a victory of the body. And when body and mind are coming together, you have wellness.
Oh, I
But
love that. I hope you're watching the video and you can see Jean-Guy's hand signs.
So this is something you can do by yourself with both your hands coming from the heart going outwards, World Wellness Weekend. But it's something that two people, and we encourage that through social prescribing. We encourage people to have a wellness buddy. We encourage people to practice more often with fitness, with yoga, cooking or shopping for groceries, organic if they can, or at least fresh fruits and vegetables as often as they can, or plant-based if they can, to do that together. So one can bring a victory, the other one can bring the victory, and when their two hands touch, they connect through wellness. So safely distant, yes, at a time it was necessary, but joyfully joined, gathered through wellness, absolutely. So this is something that World Wellness Weekend is spreading. Maybe it's a bad joke with French humor, but we're trying to make enthusiasm safely contagious.
Very good. Well, I think it's brilliant how it's come out of spas and salons and encompasses all those other aspects of wellness like nutrition and fitness. It's great to get IHRSA on board. That's the International Health Racket Sports Association. For those who don't know, IHRSA, you mentioned iSpa. And so that brings in many more thousands of people to participate. And of course, wellness takes so many forms. So there's so many ways to contribute. I'd love to hear more about how the mayors and governors sort of got on board. How did that happen?
Well, when in different cities, there were 5 and then 10 and then 20 or 30 or 50 professionals gathering. Some of them went to see their town hall, others went to see the visitors bureau, and others went to see the Chamber of Commerce. That's when they said, there's something happening. There's something happening from sunrise in Fiji to sunset in Hawaii on the following day. Look at the map. Do you want to be on the World Wellness Weekend map, the map of wellness? And this is, by the way, the easiest way to find us, the wellness map. So it's wellmap.org, well-map.org. And of course, local officials always have that question in their mind. Okay, what's in it for us? What's in it for me? Well, more visitors. A lot of groups organize special packages. Yes, the minimum requirement to participate in World Wellness Weekend is to donate 1 hour of one member of your team. It's not about giving free massages and having one person massage another for an hour. That doesn't make any sense. But to organize a workshop, a group workshop, safely distant, sometimes wearing masks if necessary, but definitely having people around, one person speaking to 10 or 20 or 50 people, and then they come, they aggregate, they visit the venue. So thermal towns, 12 of them in France, decided to work together and create a special package for the weekend so that people traveling to that area could experience one activity at one of the hot springs in the morning and another activity at another hot spring in the afternoon, and then in the evening, because there was wellness by day, wellness by night, from sunrise to sunset, but also at twilight, which is fantastic. And then on the following day, it's picked up so much that now, well, Wellness Weekend is no longer on 2 days, it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because for some people just leaving the office in the afternoon on Fridays, wishing everyone a happy weekend. And so the weekend starts on Friday and ends on Sunday night. So mayors were intrigued, and they realized that World Wellness Weekend was not just a weekend, it was a movement, it was a network, it was a catalyst. For them, again, we were discussing about having a creative team building and having people in the same room and wiring all their brains together. Well, if you wire the brains of talented professionals around your city, you come up with something. And then it's not just an activity or activities, it's news. And if it's news, it can be local news, regional news, or national news. And World Wellness Weekend has been several times on national television, not just in France, but in other countries, national radio saying, there is something amazing happening, and it's happening near you. So let us share a few examples of activities around the world, but then let's put the spotlight on that city, on that neighborhood, so that people know that it's not just across the world that wellness is celebrated, it's around the corner. And the idea is to create a connection between locals, whether they are really residents of that city or temporary locals, also known as visitors, tourists. But tourists don't want to be called tourists anymore. They want to live the things, they want to eat.
They want to be connected in that community.
Yeah, they want to eat like where the locals eat. They want to do,
Very
what
nice.
in Rome do as the Romans. So those temporary locals, they want to do things. This is when governors, ministers, and mayors realize that, yeah, that's going to look good. That's news. That's creating a story that's making people say, wow, I want to go there. I want to try that. And
it takes that momentum, right, of people who maybe already practice wellness and focusing on the weekend, and it opens it up to people who haven't had the wellness experience. I love that the governments have gotten involved, and as you say, governors, mayors, towns throughout the world. Do you have any sense how many now are in your network?
Cities
and governors.
Yeah. So last year, there were 2,310 venues in over 900 cities in 133 countries celebrating. Mm-hmm. The idea is, one thing also that really got them on board, I have to say, is the fact that we are aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations, that we support the third one, which is good health and well-being for all, which means that wellness should be made accessible for the masses. Absolutely, definitely. And then sometimes wellness should be curated for the affluent. So wellness for all doesn't mean the cheapest form of wellness as the common denominator, but there can be fun, safe, and free activities for the locals. And some of the venues, especially in India or in France, have reached out to local communities. Our ambassador in Punta Cana is not just organizing activities during the weekend. And I said he coordinated, facilitated over 120. He also organized dental work free of charge with dentists for underprivileged kids. He also raised money with Rotary during the year in the name of #wellness for all, wellness by all, to fund new wheelchairs for elderly people. He is nonstop. And the idea of #wellness for all, #wellness by all is very, very deeply rooted in the heart and mind and the deeds of now over 100 ambassadors in countries and cities. Some of them are presidents of spa associations. Some of them are hotel GMs. Some of them are consultants, educators, spa directors, owners. And together they join each month during a Zoom call. They share best practices. They share ideas of how to engage more people more often into their venues. And one person's trash is another person's treasure. Mm-hmm. Well, when people think, well, this is the way we do it in Malaysia, and we wanted to improve that, but this is the way we do it usually. Hey, I've never heard of this ritual. I've never heard of this emotional touch point. Please tell me again. And then Malaysia is learning from Sweden. Sweden is learning from South Africa. South Africa is learning from Mozambique. And then we cross-pollinize, we cross-fertilize. So it's really an alliance, a gathering of minds with this Wellness Weekend.
Well, it's excellent, given that wellness is something everyone wants. It doesn't matter your country or your language. I mean, we all want to be well and live healthy and meaningful lives. And so what a great connector. Jean-Guy, can you elaborate a little bit on how the UN SDG Alliance came about? I mean, when did you decide to sort of hitch a ride along with that goal?
You know, I've been very active with the Global Wellness Institute, with the Global Mentorship Program, and there was a moment when the Global Mentorship Program in 2018 had served its purpose. Over 300 mentors and mentees had been connected. Aspiring people had been connected with inspiring people on both sides. The job was done. And then Susie asked me if there was another idea that I wanted to steer. And yes, there was, because at the time, everyone was talking about SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. After ending poverty and ending hunger, which are SDG 1 and 2, and before touching on education and education for all, which is SDG 4, and you have 17, and the 17th one being really about building alliances for everyone at stake. Number 3 is good health and well-being. So obviously, I thought in order to make our profession essential, to raise the bar, it would have made sense to encourage as many operators, hotels, resorts, spas, salons, fitness clubs, anyone in this industry, to support in any way they could, even if it's small. But since there's probably hundreds of thousands of us around the world, if any of us carries a little weight, imagine how much we can accomplish for the local communities. So this is when I suggested to get closer to the UN. And again, one thing leading to another, I met with a fantastic man, Gareth Bresch. He joined the United Nations Global Sustainability Index Institute. We connected through a friend. One conversation after another, he invited me in Davos during the World Economic Forum, first to listen, to attend, to connect, to network. And then the second year, in 2020, just before all the borders shut down, it was February 2020, just before COVID-19 hit us all and hard. It was to speak and share with representatives of governments, representatives of institutions, what we could do together. And I said, you guys are doing a fantastic job with 3 letters. SDG, amazing, remarkable. We're making a world of a difference with those. But you need 3 more letters for people to really engage. Really, what are those? FUN. You need to add something fun so that people don't feel they have to comply. Because with 17 Sustainable Development Goals and 169 action points to actually carry out and implement and follow up, it's a mouthful. It can be a lot. If you add a little bit of fun to the equation, people will want to join. They will want to participate, not just at the beginning, but they will want to continue, because you will be changing their chemistry with endorphin, with serotonin, with oxytocin. And when people feel good, when they actually feel great, then just ask a question. When was the last time you felt like this? Wow, can't remember. When is the next time you want to feel like this again? As soon as possible.
Right.
Well,
Tomorrow.
There you have it. There you have it. Or kids will say, again, they will not wait until tomorrow. They'll say again, because they want to have that piggyback ride again right away. So it's in our DNA to look for what is giving us instant gratification. But then wellness is not just about, oh yes, please shower this wellness on me. Yes, give it to me. Oh, I feel so wellnessed. No, actually, it's a journey that you take. It's decisions that you make. And again, with social prescribing, it's something that hopefully you can influence your friends with, your family, your friends, your colleagues, your local community. We don't need to have 100,000 followers on Instagram to be recognized as an influencer. You, Lisa, are the strongest influencer in your entire life. Maybe second, and sometimes for teenagers, their entourage. And there's a series, I believe, that is called Entourage. The entourage, and I know this firsthand as the parent of 2 young, independent women now, 20, soon 22 and 25. There's only so much as parents we can do. And there's a lot that the entourage is doing. So when we encourage people to share and to show that, you know, that little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Well, you know, let it shine and let it share it with others, so that in turn, all of those lights can pave the way to healthier, richer lifestyles. Because once again, during the Global Wellness Summit, I took notes when Richard Carmona, a former Surgeon General, said 75% of all of our expenditures on health are related to poor lifestyle choices. They are related to preventable diseases. Before, everyone spoke about COVID and the 3 million plus people who died prematurely because of COVID or COVID-related diseases. 15 million people are dying every year prematurely because of cancer, heart, stroke, respiratory diseases, diabetes type 2. So we don't just have one pandemic, now endemic, to take care of. We have so many more, with sleep, with obesity, with inactivity. Can you imagine that sorry if I bombard you with numbers, but I know that the Global Wellness Institute is always saying, if you have something to say, back it with facts.
Let's have the data.
So data about inactivity. I'm European, I will not speak about the world. I'll just speak about Europe and say how lousy a job we're doing. In 2013, huge survey organized by the European Commission to ask Europeans all across 20 plus countries, do you have a regular fitness or physical activity? 43% of them answered no, zero, zilch, nada. Okay, then the European Commission set up a program with education, with encouragement. 2018, 5 years later, another round of study. Now, you guys, how many of you are really active with fitness and physical activity? 46% said zero, nada, zilch. How is it possible that after spending so many millions? Well, this is when we collectively, our industry, spa owners, managers, directors, salon, fitness clubs, hotels, resorts around the world, yoga practitioners, you name it. If you listen to this podcast, you know who you are. So let's do something. And that's when Susie said, well, let's create an initiative supporting the UN's 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And this is when Gareth Presh joined me as co-chair. We ran it for 2 years. We hosted a panel in Singapore, gathering ideas, gathering minds. And then after 2 years, I passed on the baton to a very bright lady you will be interviewing, I believe, soon, Lucy Briley, the co-founder and director of the Sustainable Spa Associations. Brilliant. She has a network of her own, ideas of her own. I'm still supporting as immediate past chair, but it continues and it grows on and on. And on this note, I would highly encourage anyone listening to look at the Global Wellness Institute, go on the initiative page, because you are also leading one, Lisa, with Spa Consultants. So there are so many conversations taking place with smart people, engaged people, passionate people, sometimes obsessed people, because at one of the summits, I believe it was Singapore, there was a keynote speaker on stage and he said, quick show of hands before you fall asleep, quick show of hands. How many of you would say they're passionate people about what they do? And of course, almost everyone raised their hands, but a few didn't because they thought, there's something, it's a trap. Indeed, it was a trap. He said, you guys are losers. If you think being passionate about what you do is enough to make a change, to be an actual agent of change, positive change and transformation, you're wrong. Don't be passionate, be obsessed by making a difference. So of course he was provocative, but he's taking it to another level. So you may meet, and you will meet if you decide to join an initiative, people who are passionate or obsessed with a topic which is about dying gracefully or sustainability or making an impact and supporting the UN SDGs. So
Or
many.
massage makes me happy.
Indeed,
Is
which
still
is
one. I mean, I think
celebrated
there's
on
about
March
32
13th.
initiatives now. I can't remember. There's so many.
Yeah, absolutely. And Massage Makes Me Happy is celebrated on March 13th, right? It's coming up soon.
I think so,
Yes.
So, Jean-Guy, obviously you're passionate and you've done an immense amount to bring sort of the concept of wellness out of spas and salons and into everyday life and impact lives. So I have two questions for you. One is, how do we keep it going? You know, how do we keep paying it forward? And maybe it's connected to question two, which is, if anyone's listening that wants to be involved in World Wellness Weekend or a Global Wellness Institute initiative, what should they do?
Easy. And thank you for asking, because World Wellness Weekend is definitely a participative event. If people want to participate, let them. But if you want to participate, really participate with your team. Easy. You can write at info@weekend-wellness.com. Or you can go to wellmap.org and click on info at and say, hey, I'd like to know more. I would like to join ambassadors worldwide. I would like to be an ambassador of World Wellness Weekend in my city. How can I participate with your venue? It's easy. You just go to wellmap.org, you go and sign up, it's free. Within 30 seconds, you create an account. Within 5 minutes, you create your own page, add your banner, logo, information about what you will do during World Wellness Weekend, September 16, 17, and 18 of 2022, but also what other activities you will be organizing in spring, for Easter, for Mother's Day, for Father's Day, for whatever you want to organize during the summer. Show what you are doing. Don't wait for September to show that you are doing something for locals, for members, for clients, for local communities. So do that. And if people want to play and enter an arena, if I had a hat, I'll take it off to Susie Ellis, to Nancy Davis, and to all of the chairs of the initiatives at the Global Wellness Institute. As you said, over 30 now to choose from. You don't need to attend a summit of the Global Wellness Summit. You don't need to have attended. It used to be the fact at a time, and then it really opened up to broaden the horizon and have cross-fertilization and have more people join. So the Global Wellness Institute initiatives, Google it, World Wellness Weekend, Google it. And if you want to do something, do it. And engage friends around you, wellness buddies. And then if there's just 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 of you, then go and speak with your Chamber of Commerce, Visitors Bureau, Mayor. They will be listening. We have templates, documents, graphic assets, tutorial videos to share with you to help you make a world of a difference wherever you are.
Well, we are so fortunate, Jean-Guy, that the world has someone as passionate as you who's made a difference in so many lives and continues to. I'm thinking back on that 8-year-old self who said he wanted to work in energy, and you certainly embody energy. My last question for you is, where do you get it? Tell us what you do to sustain your own energy level and passion.
I heard someone say, behind every successful man is an amazing woman supporting him and a very surprised mother-in-law. I guess the support is that I get is from my family. It's from people like Daniel Friedland, who passed away, who made a world of a difference while he was still there, whose legacy goes on, who passed on the energy. From all of our friends who are not there anymore, who passed on too early. That's my why. That's my why. I've lost too many friends along the way because of cancer, loved ones. And And if we can make a difference while we're still here, then let's do that. And if we can inspire others to continue for after we're gone, well, let's do that. The ego has no place. Action is the reason why, especially now with Ukraine, but it was the case with Beirut just a year ago. Who's talking about Beirut now when people don't have electricity, running water, no businesses, and money that completely collapsed? It could happen to us. It could happen to any one of us. So while we still have a chance, a fighting chance, let's unite because we're stronger together. That's the energy.
Thank you so much for joining us and for your endless contribution and inspiration. And anyone who's listening to Jean-Guy de Gabriac, founder of Tip Touch International, and more importantly, World Wellness Weekend, you can go to wellmap.org and sign up, and don't wait, because I hope that we've inspired you to jump on that bandwagon with the rest of us. Thank you again, Jean-Guy.
Thank you, Lisa.